Hey guys, welcome back to Just Does Stuff. Today, the stuff we're gonna do is gonna be in the she shed. So, I think since we're coming up on Christmas-ish, winter-ish time, let's go ahead and make some ornaments. I've got some really cool pole barn garage ones. We're gonna make some of those. And then, you know, I just keep acquiring all of these really cool old like 60s and 70s magazine ads. I think we'll go ahead and do a collage with those today. Seems like a fun time, so let's jump into it. So all you're really going to need to do this type of thing is just some little round wooden ornament blanks. They're really, really easy to get online. And I've got my little paint markers. You gotta shake it up. Then I've got a sacrificial ornament right here. Kind of prime my thing up. So we're just going to start with the Pontiac symbol. I kind of just draw to where I think the center's going to be, and then boop. A couple lines out that way. The lines aren't going to be perfect. That's okay. Not much, get it going. I'm just colored in like a little kid. It's just like markers, but it's paint. And since I'm going to be doing a lot of them, I'll make a few at a time in each stage because it takes a little bit for the paint to dry. And if you go in with your letters over top of this, it'll bleed into the red, and the green will make a not very fun color with the red. Sweet, well I've got a little army of them here. I've got a little stack here I need to finish, but I figured I'd do that while I was hanging out with you guys. And I think I'm actually going to save a few of these to see if maybe we might want to do like a collage piece on them. I've never done a collage on a piece of wood, so I mean the fun part about art is just figuring out what works and what doesn't and kind of going from there. So we'll save these guys back for a little bit of creative ingenuity perhaps. Just put letters on now. Letters are really easy to make, and I'll show you. A lot of people overthink it. No, it's very simple. You do it just like you did when you were a kid. Very simple. So we're just going to go in with a P. And you just kind of draw it out where you think you will need it. And then you just kind of fill spaces in like that. Maybe make some parts of it a little skinnier, some parts of it a little fatter. It's a fun part about doing your own art, is just doing it however you want it. And not everything's going to be perfect, and that's alright. Because that's what makes it handmade, and that's what makes it art. Maybe make that guy a little fatter right there. Then come in with a G. Make that a little fatter right there. A little skinnier right there. Or not. Maybe that's just not how that's going to work. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Make that a little bit fatter. And then I'll just repeat that on all the other ones. Fast forward time! Da 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 da. got them to this point. Now we're going to put a silver outline on them like this. Make it very shiny because it's Christmas and you need all the shiny for Christmas. And you know, every single one of these looks a little bit different. And I think that's really kind of the cool part of having handmade stuff is you get one of one, you know, like every single one is going to be a little bit different. And I think that's pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and we'll put a little outline on it. With the silver, it's really hard to go over it with other colors. And that's why I kind of saved this for one of the last steps. You'll see in a minute when we go to throw the black on. It gets a little tricky, but you know, we just go over it a couple times and it'll work out. Gotta shake it up. Press it down a little bit to prime it. And then we just go around everything. And these aren't going to be perfect lines. That's alright with me. It's actually pretty darn hard to get a really perfect line when you're drawing on this wood because of all the little rings and grains in it. And sometimes the wood just kind of takes the marker wherever it wants it to go and you just gotta roll with it. Like there, see? Right there? There's a little bit of green showing through. It's not even gonna be a big deal. Really won't be. Then the important part, you gotta add the little star in there. So that's just as simple as putting a line right there, and a line down the middle, and you make that a little bit fatter, and that a little bit fatter. Pachow. Boop. Done. And now to do the rest of them in super fast, hyperspeed mode. Go! Alright, now we've got that part done, and it's all shiny. So, now we're going to take black marker, and we're going to put a little outline around everything, and then give it some drop shadowing to give it kind of a pop. So, here's how we're going to do that. Shake it up and prime it. Okay, we've got good flow going on, so just gonna outline it just like we did with the silver, but you gotta go real quick with it or else it'll kind of bleed all over the place. And just keep it rolling. The name of the game on this is not perfection. Some art is about perfection. I could do perfection. I just kind of tend to stay away from it these days a bit. It's not near as fun. Perfection is not as fun. I'll tell you that. I kind of got in that rut for a long time with my art. Oh, it has to be perfect, and then it never was, and I was always bummed that it wasn't perfect, and I realized, you know, maybe if I stopped trying to make it be perfect, I'd be happier with it, and guess what? I am. Funny how that works, huh? Alright, coming up on the end here. This is when you're going to add your shadows to it. And give it a little bit of a pop. So you want your shadows to kind of be on that side of everything, so take it down like that, and then color it in. But just make sure you stay on the same kind of path, I guess, for the whole piece. Because it wouldn't really make sense to have this shadow over here, but then have a big shadow going the other way. You know what I mean? So we'll give that guy a little pop right there. Give the little guy right here some pop. Pop, pop, pop. Art is always much more fun with sound effects. And we'll just color that in. We'll make it all a shadow right there. Same with that one. We'll give that guy a little whoop-de-whoop. Whoop. Oh, can't forget this over here. Alright, coming up on the G. And then kind of take it around that way a little bit. And you want to give that guy some shape right there. And we'll just color all that in. Pow! And there you have it. One ornament. Oh, very important thing about Christmas ornaments. You gotta date it on the back so you know when you got it. It's very, very important for Christmas ornaments. So, that's all nice and shiny and cool. And then I'll do the rest of them super duper quick. Alright, I've got a whole entire pile of them now. I've got 23 in total. Some I do have to keep as gifts. We like to have a little ornament every year on our tree. I don't know, you know me. I like handmade stuff. But here we are. I think it's great. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll put, I think, a few of them up on my Etsy if you guys would like to have one. So these are done. I guess let's maybe make some little collage-y things. Let's see how that works out. Let me clean up this whole mess real quick. Well, going through these, I've got some really pretty big pictures that I don't think will fit on there very well. But I did find a little Chef Boyardee. I think we ought to use him, because who doesn't love some Chef Boyardee? Actually, I call him Chef Boy Am I Hungry. And then we might be able to fit this little Chevy onto it. Let's see what we can do with that. Then to go as a background for our Chef Boyardee, I've got green olives. I don't think a chicken really goes with him. I don't think chicken legs is very Chef Boyardee. There's a pot of clams or oysters. That's a possibility, along with the olives. Ooh, wait. Oh, we have spaghetti. Nothing says Chef Boyardee like mediocre spaghetti. Oh, I forgot I had this one. This is a good one. But it's going to be way too big for that. And I think that there's a great place for this huge thing of ravioli. Everything else is really pretty big. Oh, we almost lost our chef. Got some really cool car stuff in here. I'll do a video of making like a canvas one of these days maybe. Just some pretty cool stuff. Honestly, I got all of these out of some 1970s Playboys. Yep, I got them at an auction really, really cheap, so. Oh, see? There's some good stuff just waiting to be made in here. Ooh, here's a little Bronco. Would that fit on something? Oh, you know it just kinda does. Ooh, this could be good. Alright, let's go with a Bronco, that Chevy truck, and Chef Boyardee with some spaghetti. Yes, this is just wait, it'll make sense eventually. As is most of the stuff that I do. Alright, step one, you have to prepare your surface. You have to clean it off, so yeah, that's pretty clean. Boom. Step two, apply the Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree. Do a little boop on there. Boop. Boop. Probably gonna be good enough. Take and spread it around. Yes, just as such. Then you put whatever picture you want on. Let's go with the little Bronco first. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Alright, Bronco. Place Bronco upon surface. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty good. And then take a little bit more Mod Podge. Put it on top. And just brush it on and it'll dry. And I'm actually going to press this down pretty well. Oh boy. Oh, I've done it. I've made myself adhesive. I do this every time, I tell you. Put some of that on there. And then just kind of sneak it under there. Get your edges really well. And then just press it down. And then we'll wait for that to dry, so that we can go ahead and get the edges down really good and cut off all of this extra. And then on to Chef Boyardee. I think we'll want it maybe about right in there. That'll probably be good. You can also kind of take and get the shape of it if you press it down around there. Maybe I'll cut this one out and see how that works. Got some scissors over here. So you can kind of see where that shape is going to be. Just cut it a little bit bigger. You can trim it down later. Oh yeah, this is going to be a great one. I don't know who in the world would ever need a Chef Boyardee ornament, but there's going to be someone somewhere that's going to be very happy about this little ornament. It may just be me. I may keep it. Yep, brush it on there. And I get this stuff everywhere. That's why you see all the dots and everything all over my desk. Whatever. When it gets too much, I'll just sand it off and repaint it again. No big deal. Apply food. This is ridiculous, you guys. But, you know, it's more about having fun than creating an absolute masterpiece, you see. And we're just gonna plop him right there. Yes. It's a good chef right there. Yes, now we have Chef Boyardee. And I can go back later and get these edges better. I just want all of this to adhere to the surface. So, now for this Chevy, but I feel like it's really missing something, and you know what? My little scissors here reminded me. I think I've got some tissue paper that would make this really cool. One second. So I got the tissue paper, and the pattern is a lot bigger than what I remembered it was. So that's just not gonna look very good with that. So I thought maybe something floral, maybe something funky. So I decided to go with funky, maybe that. Kind of a little patch of cloth that I used for a quilt. And I thought, that's not really giving me what I think I need in this. So I thought, let's funky it up. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty funky. But I just don't know how I feel about that. So we're gonna go with Ultimate Funk right here. This is gonna be the winner right here. Alright, that's circle-ish. Apply the Mod Podge. I said. Alright, we got a little bloop on there. Smudge it around. Yes. This is pretty much just what I do. I hang out in the shed and see what I can make. How do we want this? Let's put it about like that. Oh yeah. Ultimate funkiness. Press it all down in there. And then put more on. This is going to be pretty cool. I'm definitely keeping this one. I do love my funky patterns in my Chevy trucks, so this one's a keeper for sure. Alright, how are we going to do this? Here's the hole right here. Whack it on there, I guess. Yeah, that'll be good right there. That's gonna be a cool ornament. Trim off a little bit of the extra around the side. We can trim it much better later when it's dry and hardened up, so. And then just smudge it around. You can always go back and put more Mod Podge on it later if it doesn't really stick. So, and all of this will dry clear, but it will dry. This is the gloss one. They've got like gloss and matte. You can do whatever you want. Yes. Oh heck, this is already dried. Yes. Let's cut it out. See what we're working with here. Oh yeah. And poke a hole in it. What do I have to poke a hole in it with? Here, I'll use a pen maybe. Find the hole. The light maybe? No, I can't see. Hey, that was a lucky guess. Haha! Now, we've got a highfalutin Chef Boyardee Christmas ornament. What do you think about that? It's goofy, I know, but it's fun, and that's all that matters. Then our little Bronco is done. This stuff dries really fast. It's fun to play with. Yes. Now we've got a Bronco ornament. Oh, Christmas is gonna be fun this year. This guy's gonna take a while to dry though, so. Oh, I got a piece of... I don't know what's in it. Oh, a piece of wood. Well, we're gonna call that custom texture. So, we've had fun today. We've made pole barn garage ornaments, and we've made just for funsies ornaments. I don't know. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Thank you for hanging out with me. Again, I'll link my Etsy store if any of you are interested in getting a pole barn garage Christmas ornament. If not, that's totally fine. I'm just glad you're here hanging out with me. And I'm definitely keeping the Chef Boyardee ornament. That's a real keeper there. See, it even has a fish hair in it somehow. Oh yeah, it's ours. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you watching and subscribing and liking and commenting and all of that. And I have such a good time chatting with you guys in the comments. So drop by, say hi, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time.